talking a while, about how you work, how a person goes from a practice setting and uses that same mentality over into a tournament. Because when you play in a practice round, it's lights out. And so you can do anything with a golf ball in practice, so that, when you get into a tournament situation that you deem as an important thing, or, this is significant or something like that, then your swing does not respond, your game does not respond. And so that's where, that is where we are right now. So I'm going to review the things that we have been talking about all this time, and then give you some thoughts that you can take into your next tournament. The core of the issue on that is in your perspective. Again, you can play in a local event there, and because you have framed that tournament as nothing. It's not a big deal. It's just the local guys, the local team, or whatever. It's not a big deal. And since there is no significance there, it doesn't matter what happens there, then you clean up. And so there's that, right? However, when you go into another scenario that you have framed in your mind, this is a very important deal here. This is the Future Masters. This is the U.S. Open qualifier, something like that. Oh, now that is a totally different deal, because now this does matter. And now I got to try real hard, right? And I got to try real hard to do what? Got to try real hard that I don't embarrass myself, or, I'm out with all these great players, and, I've got to really show how good I am, and I got a reputation following me, all that. So then your subconscious mind, you are a subconscious player. You are not an A, B, C, D player. You're beyond that now. So you have to be very, very aware of the signals through your self-communication. How are you setting up yourself for either failure or success? You're setting yourself up for success by saying, this is a nothing tournament. You know what I mean? I've done it. I played with these guys 1,000 times. I beat them every single time. I'm going to beat them today. And then your mind says, there's no threat here. There's nothing here, because it doesn't matter. I ain't got to try at all. I'm just going to hit golf balls like I do with Dr. Trammel, and just, whatever. But then all of a sudden, if you get into a scenario where you're not around the people that and courses that you're familiar with, and then it's got the labels of U.S. Amateur or something like that, or Future Masters. Well, now we're talking about something that you have deemed as significant. This is a big deal. So therefore, your subconscious mind interprets that kind of language as and so because this is a big deal, because you don't want to embarrass yourself, because you don't want to let your father down, your coaching staff down, or your teammates down, or let myself down, because of all of those things, then I've got to try very hard not to do that. So as we have worked on for some time now, if a person is focused, certainly in your game, if a golfer is focused on not hitting it in the woods, not hitting it in the water, that is a negative command, and the subconscious mind is confused. So then it'll either hit it into the water, exactly what you didn't want, or it'll be implicit overcompensation that we've talked about before. You'll hit it so far away from the water, the trouble is worse over here. I've seen it with you myself. I have seen it myself. Don't hit it in the water. Poof, right in the water. Or taking too aggressive of a line, or something like that, right? And so what is the solution now? So again, let's take a review of what the solutions are. I am not suggesting that you don't care. All right, that is a line that hopefully you never get to, because that's when a player, they literally don't care. It doesn't matter. That is this fine laser line. What it doesn't matter simply means that there is no significance here on this golf shot. So but players that are, great players learn how to manage that kind of thing, and it happens in their self-talk. Have you ever wondered why there are certain great players that they get into tight situations and then they just fall apart, right? It's simply because now they're getting close to that goal, or I'm about to win the Masters, or I'm about to win the U.S. Open, and I gotta just hold on tight. I just gotta hold on tight. That's exactly how to lose a golf tournament, right there. But it starts in the mind. It's in their mind, consciously programming the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind that's the part of your brain 10,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind that then directs your golf swing. Because if you're saying to yourself, this is a huge deal, my gosh, this is the U.S. Open qualifier. I mean, this is the future Masters. This is big. Subconscious mind said, well, if it's big, then we got to try hard. Okay, adrenaline start flowing. Cortisol, let's go, because we're under threat here. It's a stress. Cortisol, norepinephrine, those are stress hormones. And what they do is they tighten up the body. They make the body tight and stiff, and you lose your feel in your hands. But why? Because you're under threat. You've been threatened. You threatened yourself with failure. You can't fail here. You can fail over there. It don't matter. What difference does it make? It doesn't matter. But here, this is big. And because this is so big, you can't fail. Because if you do fail, you're going to look like an idiot. I'm going to let my father down. I'm going to let the team down. I'm going to let this, all these things over here that you have pre-programmed. This sucker matters. It's significant. It's a big deal. You are setting yourself up for failure. So then the solution is saying to yourself, don't say those things. Say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy myself. If I shoot 90, I shoot 90. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to enjoy this trip. And hey, see what happens. No big deal. It's no big deal. It's just it literally is just another round of golf. Win, lose, or draw, it does not matter. I'm going to play my game within the puzzle. There is no significance here. That's the language then that sets you up for success, because that's exactly the kind of language that you're using when you go and play in the good old boys at the local club and you beat them by 10 strokes, because you're supposed to do whatever. I didn't really want to be here anyway, but since I am here, let me go ahead and take care of business. With that kind of mindset, then you're free. You have your subconscious mind is not under threat, because it doesn't matter what you do out there. So with that kind of thing, you're free. Then you've allowed yourself the freedom to fail, because there's no consequences here. But then all of a sudden, because of that, because you've given yourself the freedom to fail, you don't fail. That's the paradox of the game of golf. It is a game of opposites. You aim left, you hit it right. You aim right, you hit it left. This is the paradox of golf, and that's why it confounds a lot of people, you see. So here it is. You go out there tomorrow, you just hit golf shots in the puzzle. It doesn't matter. This is one tournament of 1,000 that you're going to be playing in. It literally does not matter. There is no significance here at all. Nothing. I don't care if it said, welcome to Augusta. Yeah. Well, you know what? Augusta is what is Augusta made up of? Grass, sand, and water. It is literally a piece of ground. It is not built on the ashes of Bobby Jones. It's not a bunch of ghosts running out there forecatting for you. It's just that people make it bigger than it really is. Oh, this is, the holy shrine of golf. No, it is not. It's just another golf tournament. What difference does it make? Just tee it up and let's go. Hey, they got great hot dogs here. Did you know that? This kind of thing. This is the kind of language that you use to bring the significance down to zero from any event. Does not matter. Whatever. That was the secret of Jack Nicklaus. He knew from many, many years ago. So that's what I want you to do as well. It's not that you don't care. If that point comes, we're done. It's just that you program it in your subconscious mind. This does not matter. And that's the language that you use. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to hit a lot of great golf shots. And you know what? I'm going to play a 3-hole tournament, just like we discussed before. Hole 1, 2, and 3 is a 3-hole tournament. Your goal, 1 under par. 4, 5, and 6 is a 3-hole tournament. Your goal is 1 under par. You start from even par and you go to 3. You start over even par on 4, you go to 4, 5, and 6. You start from even par, you go 7, 8, and 9. Okay? It's even par, even par, even par. Your goal is 1 under on those 3 segments right there. If you birdie the first hole, then you have a 2-hole tournament, 2 and 3. Your goal on the 2-hole tournament, 1 under. If you birdie that hole, then 3 becomes a 1-hole tournament. Your goal, 1 under par for 1-hole tournament. 1, 2, 3. You start over on 4. If you bogey number 1, then it's still a 1 under tournament right there. Then you need, you need 2 birdies to get back to 1 under. So this is, but then all of a sudden if you say, well, I tripled number 3, well, just do your best on 4 and 5, or you tripled number 4, let's say. Now you're 3 over par and your goal was 1 under. Perhaps you start all over because you can't get back now to 1 under. So you put that hole aside, okay, and you start all over on 5 and 6. And you say, now I got a 2-hole tournament here. I can't get to 1 under now. I'm 3 over par on that 1 hole. So now I'm going to start all over on 5 and 6. Now my goal is 1 under par on 5 and 4, 5 and 6. So that's how I want you to do it. I want you to break the course down into segments that way. My thinking is that, this whole thing is sometimes it overwhelms you, And so if you break it down into these 3 holes, these are like mini goals, a mini goal within the goal. Your goal today, is whatever the, do your best kind of a goal. But now you actually have attached a mini goal within holes 1 through 3, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can do the same thing on the back 9. 1 under par for 3 holes. This is just part of the puzzle. It's just we have to shape it so that it works for you. So know this though, what you're doing, in the U.S. Amateur or maybe a bigger tournament that other people describe as bigger, future masters, things like that. It didn't work well. It's not working well. So the puzzle is not working well for you. So the part of it is your significance. This is a big deal. And so this is something that I want you to do. I would like for you to do this, all right? Because in the future, you are going to be playing at the U.S. Open. You will be playing at Augusta. So these are the types of thoughts that right now, if you do it now, right now, and by that time, which may be 10 years from now, if you do it now, at that time, you'll be trained so much in your mind. This is the thing of being mentally tough, okay? It's really a way to think of something so that you're not overwhelmed by emotion. That's what it means to be mentally tough. Start doing it right now, today. Do it now. This is no big deal. It's just another tournament. This is one tournament in a string of 1,000. I'm just going to play my game. I'm going to relax. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to smile. I'm going to talk to people. You know what I mean? I'm just going to, do my best. I want you to do it. Because if you don't do it, how are you going to compete in the future by trying so hard to not fail at these little tournaments right now? Do you follow what I mean? So this is not a threat to you. This is an instruction by your mental coach. This is what I want you to do. I want you just to say, you know what? I'm just going to do my best. I mean, I've been training on this. I've been hitting, I'm playing another golf. I'm working on my game. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm coached up. I'm just going to have some fun, and whatever happens, happens. This is what I want you to do, because the alternative is to keep doing what you were doing at, say the AM or, an event coming up in the future or something like that, future masters. I want you to eliminate that kind of thinking right now. And I want you to say, this is just another event in a long series of events. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. I'm going to enjoy myself, and whatever happens, happens. That way, you are not threatening yourself. You are not under threat. Because when you're under threat, you're trying really hard. The harder you try, the worse you do. And that is what I think was, has happened to you in the past. So them days, it's over now. Now we're just going to have fun. It's going to be like me and you out on the golf course, whatever, just hitting golf shots. Thinking about 5 feet here, off the left tree here, little shot here, little shot there. Getting it past the hole on your putts, right? Giving yourself a chance for birdie. So that's the puzzle. So hopefully that makes sense to you. We'll move on. So I'll talk to you soon.